President Clinton spent much of his Veterans Day at a veterans hospital.
I saw a healthcare facility here that any American would be proud to be a part of, to work in, or to be a patient in.
But in fact, administration officials now worry that the VA is the weakest link in the Clinton health care reform package. And unless the VA improves enough to compete with private hospitals, then the entire Clinton health plan could collapse under the weight of 2.5 million unexpected VA patients, many of them chronically ill.
If you take the VA out of the equation, then the costs in the private sector, which ultimately is paid by the taxpayer, is going to go up.
Administration sources say VA hospitals are now caught in a tug of war between budget cutters and Hillary Clinton's health team, who wants more money for veteran care, even though money alone won't solve all the problems.
There's a bad attitude and bad image that's got to be repaired if the VA is going to be competitive.
It's an image veterans say the VA has earned. Government studies found veterans waiting 6 months for some appointments. Al Gavazi then waited another 3 hours to see the doctor.
So I went up and said, well, when can I see the ophthalmologist? And I was told, well, probably around 2 o'clock this afternoon. I said, well, reschedule me.
And Gavazi had just retired as the director of this VA hospital, where most of the staff works hard, he said, but too many don't.
They have their coffee break at 9 o'clock, and they start going to lunch at 11:30. They stagger it until about 1 o'clock or so, and then the afternoon is another coffee break.
The frustration has embittered many veterans.
If this is what I fought for, they should have left me on Iwo Jima. They shouldn't have. I shouldn't have been brought back.
Another emotional reminder of the nation's guaranteed health care commitment to its military veterans, a commitment not unlike the one Mr. Clinton now proposes for everyone. Jim Stewart, CBS News, Washington.
At Arlington National Cemetery today, President Clinton paid tribute to the nation's war dead, including the latest casualties. The president saluted the 18 American Army Rangers killed in Somalia last month as part of the traditional ceremonies at the Tomb of the Unknowns. And a break with tradition this Veterans Day in Washington, the dedication of the Vietnam Women's Memorial. It is the first such monument to honor women who served in the nation's military.
After 2 days of shelling that left a dozen children dead, there were a few moments of mercy today in Sarajevo. The Muslim-led government of Bosnia allowed a busload of Serbs to be evacuated after Serbian forces freed 2 kidnapped officials, and 2 children badly wounded in the shelling were flown to Italy for medical treatment. It was also a day of bitter remembrance in Bosnia and throughout the Balkans. Armistice Day in Europe marks the anniversary of the end of World War I, just one of the conflicts that gave the Balkan region its reputation as a global powder keg. Correspondent Barry Peterson reports from Sarajevo.
They paused to remember the dead of World War I and the newly dead of the fighting on the hillsides around them.
We will remember them.
The tens of thousands of people of the former Yugoslavia who have died in this brutal, pitiless, and unnecessary civil war.
Death, myth.
World War I started just 20 miles from here. In Sarajevo in 1914, Austrian Crown Prince Ferdinand was assassinated, shots that sent all Europe to war. This is the bridge where the Archduke was shot, and there are frightening similarities between then and now. Conflicting alliances, growing international intervention, and an escalating war that some fear could quickly spread well beyond the borders of the former Yugoslavia. It will happen if Serb soldiers make a move for more territory.
I think the next stage of the Balkan Wars, and there will be a next stage, will be in the southernmost part of the peninsula.
Serbia is eyeing Kosovo and Macedonia, parts of the former Yugoslavia. Attacks there could draw in Albania, Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria. This Balkan brushfire would spread into an out-of-control conflict.
The US, if it were not drawn into that conflict, would be essentially finished as a power in Europe.
The great accomplishment of the last 50 years has been the pacification of Europe. And the Yugoslav war has destroyed that accomplishment.
The carnage here is something America now watches from afar. But if, some say when, it spreads, Americans may be back on the front lines of a European war. Barry Peterson, CBS News, Sarajevo.
In this country, new controversy today over an old historic battlefield outside Washington. The Disney people want to make a theme park. Critics fear it will be a tacky Mickey Mouse operation. Correspondent Bob Orr has the story.
Walt Disney, stung by a $900 million first-year loss at its new Euro Disney park, will try to recapture its old magic by coming home. Disney wants to build its third U.S. theme park 30 miles west of Washington, D.C., the nation's top tourist destination.
Disney's America will serve, we think, as an ideal complement to people visiting this area's museums, monuments, and national treasures.
But some tourists say Washington's monuments don't need Disney's help.
I'd hate to see you commercialize Lincoln when we've got him right here in the memorial, and that's so beautiful with all his words and, you know, carved in stone.
It would have to be done tastefully and with respect to our past, because our country wasn't founded by clowns.
Disney is promising a top-flight attraction, slightly smaller than Disneyland in California. Officials say you'll find Mickey Mouse and the other characters there, but perhaps not in their usual roles. The Northern Virginia Park will feature history-based attractions, putting visitors inside events that have shaped our country.
The Air and Space Museum, you've seen a great World War II fighter. We can come out and through simulation and virtual reality, we can put you in the pilot's seat.
But Disney's Virginia vision may be a little too close to history for some Civil War buffs. The park would be built about 5 miles from the Manassas National Battlefield, the site of 2 key Civil War battles.
The ambience of a Disneyland doesn't go with the Civil War area.
This is an area known for its quiet beauty and historic charm. The Disney people promise that won't change. They say they'll come up with a plan to handle up to 30,000 visitors a day here when the park opens in 1998. Bob Orr, CBS News, Manassas, Virginia.
Straight ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, hints of rising rates send thousands of Americans rushing to refinance.
And Eye on America tonight, hold-ups in high-tech land. Criminals who want to cash in on computer chips.
I use a shampoo for dandruff, but my scalp still itches like crazy.
You need Scalpicin, the revolutionary scalp medicine for deep scalp itch, not ordinary dandruff. Scalpicin is not a shampoo. It's a clear liquid you don't wash away like shampoo. Apply Scalpicin anytime for deep scalp itch relief with medicine chosen by dermatologists over all these dandruff shampoo formulas. Scalpicin penetrates to relieve the itch and help prevent flaking.
The itch is gone.
Scalpicin, the scalp medicine for deep scalp itch.
So at Jenny's school play, I get this cough. Somebody handed me these Robitussin cough drops. They worked right away, and I could feel those vapors. Robitussin took the spotlight off me and put it where it belonged.
Robitussin cough drops from the cough experts.
Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Look to us for special delivery. Call us. We'll arrange to pick you up at your home, office, or repair shop. That's special delivery. That's Enterprise.
The United Nations Security Council today voted to stiffen trade sanctions against Libya unless Libya surrenders 2 suspects in the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103. The new sanctions would freeze Libyan assets abroad, but they will not stop Libya from selling its oil.
In this country, new figures out today confirm that Americans are applying for mortgages like there's no tomorrow. CBS News economics correspondent Ray Brady reports what's behind the big push to do it, and do it now.
We want to take a look at your home. Okay. Come on in.
The rush is on.
Why don't you just feel free to walk through, take a look at the house.
According to figures out today, Americans are not only buying homes.
What are we going to do, just lower the rate?
Lower rates. They're so worried about rising interest rates that applications to finance or refinance mortgages jumped 43% over a year ago.
It seems as though it's a panic button may have been pressed.
Some homeowners are refinancing for the second, even the third time over just the past 18 months.
Everybody's hearing it on the news. They're hearing it by word of mouth. Friends are doing it. Everybody wants to follow suit.
Everyone includes Treasury Secretary Lloyd Bentsen. He refinanced this condo.
Have you refinanced?
We refinanced a little over a year ago.
Stan Strachan has been tracking mortgage rates for 17 years and thinks they could go up a bit more.
Certainly, we're not going to get much lower this year than we are right now.
There's still bargain rates. Got a $100,000 30-year mortgage at 9%? Refinance it at 7%. You save $1,671 a year. Staying in your home 5 years or more? Get a fixed-rate mortgage. You'll save.
The average could be anywhere from about $200 to $700 to $800 a month. It's incredible. Sure.
Can I ask how much you think you saved by refinancing?
I think we saved close to $5,000 in the first year.
Lenders these days want business. So if you're refinancing your mortgage and the lender wants points, bargain. Many buyers are getting their refinancing without paying points. Ray Brady, CBS News, Prince George's County, Maryland.
Homeowners in Southern California who fled wildfires last week were running from mudslides today. A torrential rainstorm sent mud, rocks, and trees tumbling down hillsides stripped bare by the fires. At least a dozen homes were flooded, and some roads were washed out. And the forecast is for another rainstorm tomorrow.
Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News. Is this America's latest secret weapon or just plain fantasy?
Gas. When bloating, pain, and pressure tie you in knots, don't make the antacid mistake. Take this little pill instead. Maximum Strength Phazine. There's more gas relief in one Phazine soft gel than in a whole bottle of regular Maalox. All this Maalox can't get rid of gas, but one Phazine soft gel can. Take Phazine, and the gas is gone.
Look for money-saving offer in Sunday's paper.
You can't breathe. You're sneezing. Your sinuses and nasal passages are blocked. Where do you go for help? Last time you went to your doctor for a prescription. This time he told you to get the same prescription-strength medicine without a prescription. Tavis D, the antihistamine decongestant that was once the most prescribed by doctors, is now the most recommended by doctors for 12 hours of relief.
Good morning.
Tavis D, 1 tablet, 12 hours, no prescription.
Want the inside story on me, George Brett? With minor arthritis pain like mine, I need Ultra Strength Bengay. It's the only one with 3 pain relievers. And besides, doctors recommend Bengay the most. Ultra Strength Bengay, nothing stronger.
It kills the germs that cause bad breath. It fights plaque. It battles the gum infection, gingivitis. It's Listerine antiseptic. It's there to protect you.
How did a budding lawyer end up on the FBI's most wanted list? She got hooked on gambling and started robbing banks.
Eye to Eye tonight, following The Wizard of Oz.
The first substantial, some might say conclusive evidence tonight that more of the sun's harmful radiation is reaching populated areas on Earth because of depletion in the planet's protective ozone layer. Canadian government scientists say measurements taken over the last 4 years indicate ultraviolet radiation in Toronto has grown about 8% in summer and 15% in winter. And there may be something else new under the sun tonight. Does the United States military have a new top secret, or at least used to be top secret, mystery plane? As CBS News national security correspondent David Martin reports, there have been several sightings, but not where you'd expect.
Presenting Aurora, the Pentagon's secret weapon capable of streaking from Washington to Baghdad in 90 minutes. For years, it was only whispered about. Now you can see it with your own eyes, right next to the '57 Chevy at this year's Model and Hobby Show. Its maker swears it's a replica of the real thing.
We feel comfortable that it absolutely does exist and is flying today.
The toy Aurora, nestled atop its mothership, was born of a genuine mystery. What left these donuts on a rope contrails in the skies over the Southwest? What has caused sonic booms near Los Angeles as loud as a space shuttle?
They all occur on Thursday morning. I think we've had about 8 of them in the last couple of years, and they occur between 6 and 7 in the morning.
Why is the Air Force buying up land around this secret test site in the Nevada desert? Why, as this satellite picture shows, has the Air Force lengthened the runway? Why, if not to accommodate a high-speed aircraft like Aurora?
It probably has a range of about 5,000 miles, and it may be capable of speeds as high as 4,000 miles per hour.
Aurora would be the latest and greatest in a long line of secret airplanes, except the Air Force swears it ain't so. The Air Force has no such program, the Secretary of the Air Force wrote last year. So who are you going to believe, the Secretary of the Air Force or the toy maker?
The model toy maker over the years has developed a vast network of people that he calls desert rats that see airplanes flying in Southern California and Nevada, and it's that network that keeps sending back the information.
Some people would like to believe that there are these marvelous machines hidden under mountains and that there is some sort of secret Air Force.
If Aurora doesn't exist, it was only a matter of time before somebody invented it. But what did cause those sonic booms? David Martin, CBS News, Washington.
In France, at least 15 people were killed in the worst highway accident in years. Police say a fuel truck caught fire in heavy rain and fog last night. A second truck crashed into it and 50 vehicles piled into the wreckage. Traffic was heavy due to the start of the holiday weekend commemorating the end of World War I. Pope John Paul is in the hospital in Rome tonight with a broken shoulder. The 73-year-old pontiff tripped and fell on his way to a Vatican audience. He got up and shook a few hands, then went to the hospital. X-rays showed a fractured and dislocated right shoulder. He's expected to leave the hospital tomorrow with his arm in a sling.
Still to come tonight, a CBS News reality check. Why in Congress it's do as we say, not as we do.
Start fresh and get a whole other kind of chip.
Chip Shot.
Presto Chip Shot potato chips. Slices so thin they gotta be crisp. Regular or ripple cut. Fry them up or even microwave for a light, no-fat chip.
Chip Shot.
Perfect Chip Shot slices. Flavor them up for the taste you want. Clean up easy. Dishwasher safe.
Chip Shot.
Crisp, light, delicious. A whole other kind of chip. Chip Shot potato chipper.
Chip Shot.
From Presto.
As a kid, I didn't care about eating right. Now I'm an adult. I care.
So I switched to Total. It's better for adults who want a whole day's worth of all these vitamins
in just 100 calories.
Total. More than good nutrition.
It's adult nutrition. Come home.
To doctor of that cough, get Robitussin Maximum Strength Cough.
This'll help.
Robitussin Maximum Strength Cough. A new cough and cold formula. Big relief for your worst coughs.
The idea for our new Dow plant was simple. If we don't cause water pollution, there'll be no need to clean up water pollution. So Dow employed advanced technology that completely recycles the water we use within the plant instead of sending it back to the river. No one made us do it. We just did it. Is this kind of pollution prevention important for our future? I've got a couple of reasons that say yes, it is.
Dow lets you do great things.
25 years of 60 Minutes with Mike Wallace and Don Hewitt.
Plus, Sexual Healing looks at eternal love.
Tomorrow on CBS This Morning, breakfast for your head.
A New Jersey clergyman said today it's true Republican operatives did try to inhibit turnout of African-American voters in the governor's race last week. The Reverend Keith Owens said members of the state Black Ministers Council were offered cash donations if they would not encourage their congregations to turn out for Democrat Jim Florio. Republican Christine Whitman won the tight race and denies using this campaign tactic. Her campaign manager, Ed Rollins, now denies it too, after first boasting about it.
Clinton administration officials say tonight they still think they have the momentum and will win next week's showdown vote on NAFTA. Congressional opponents of the U.S. free trade deal with Canada and Mexico acknowledge that the White House could be making some headway. They claim the White House is buying votes, but they say they still have the votes to defeat NAFTA and keep it from becoming law. Well, no one is above the law, or so we'd like to think. Turns out the law doesn't always apply to the people who make the laws in the U.S. Congress. CBS News correspondent Eric Ingberg investigates for tonight's CBS Evening News reality check.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
The U.S. Congress, birthplace of all our laws.
With liberty and justice for all.
Time out. There's not much justice for people who work here, because Congress purposely ducks worker protection laws it imposes on everyone else.
Here's the Congress that says, guess what? Everybody in the country has to live under a civil rights law. Except, oh, whoops, we forgot, there's one group that isn't going to do it. It's us.
Martin is especially galled at how this has allowed Congress to get away with a shabby record of promoting women workers. 316 employees of the House hold jobs paying $100,000 a year or more. Only 17% of those are women. The list of laws Congress does not fully apply to itself is long, freeing lawmakers from red tape and responsibilities they freely heap on others, such as OSHA, which requires private companies to provide a safe workplace. To see whether Congress complies with OSHA rules, we sent a camera team to Capitol Hill. Then we showed the pictures to a former OSHA chief, Dorothy Strunk.
The first thing I notice is that all the workers don't have on personal protective equipment.
Hard hats, you mean?
Hard hats, yes.
Inside, in Capitol hallways readily accessible to workers and the public, we found hazardous materials sitting in the open, unguarded bare electric lights, and untended power tools, all plugged in and ready to go.
Anybody could walk by or walk in there and could be seriously injured.
Congressional leaders have long maintained that the constitutionally protected independence of Congress would suffer if it were held to all the laws. But that opposition is fading as public irritation grows.
It leads to the perception, which sometimes is true, that we are oblivious to what the average American faces. It also sets us up as an elite class, a special class that it's above the law.
Public anger and the arrival of 100 new House members has given the reformers a chance to bring Congress, like the rest of the country, under the law. That may have the added advantage of actually helping Congress write some better laws. Eric Engberg, CBS News, Washington.
Give me one good reason to try new Serenity bladder control guards.
This new blue layer, only Serenity has it.
Pulls the wetness in quicker.
Odor protection.
Drier, fresher, that just feels cleaner.
New Dry Layer Plus from Serenity.
When the doctor told me to come in right away, I was scared. But this burning pain was real. Was I relieved when my doctor said Mylanta?
For heartburn, Mylanta is the antacid doctors recommend most.
My doctor said Mylanta.
A family grows. With care and with planning. With life insurance from the Farmers Insurance Group, your money can grow for later on. Life insurance can help protect your family now as well. Farmers Life Insurance. For safety today and security tomorrow. Farmers Insurance Group. For life.
Ever wonder why a hamburger costs $10 in Tokyo? Or why a cab to the airport there runs about $120? Or why their luxury cars seem so expensive, especially when compared to the Oldsmobile 88 Special Edition, which, even with air, automatic, cruise, tilt, anti-lock brakes, and dual airbags, costs just $19,995? It's your money.
The good news, diets rich in antioxidants may benefit your long-term health. The bad news, the average diet is not rich in antioxidants. Today's news, Protegra, the new antioxidant supplement that's all antioxidants. More vitamin E, vitamin C, and beta-carotene. Protegra, with more antioxidant support than you get from a regular multivitamin. To boost your antioxidant levels, even if you take a multivitamin, add Protegra to your daily routine. Protegra, the good news in antioxidants.
You have to get up close to see it. This little square on the circuit board here is a computer chip. The brains inside every kind of gadget, from a VCR to a ballistic missile. It is smaller than a cracker, but worth its weight in gold. And that makes it an irresistible target for thieves. Correspondent John Blackstone reports on criminals cashing in on chips in tonight's Eye on America.
This bobsled training run exists only on a computer chip. We've come to expect chips to produce magic. We often forget the mundane things they do, helping us cook, keep in touch. Chips are part of life today for everyone. So in demand, even criminals want them.
It's like having a handful of diamonds. I mean, they're very expensive.
Much more valuable than drugs even, pound for pound.
This is a small, highly concealable, very valuable piece of equipment. Chips are the dope of the 90s.
Armed robbers left 5 people beaten and shot at a high-tech company in San Jose, one of a string of violent holdups recently by gunmen looking for computer chips.
So what have I got here? Almost $9,000 worth of product, and it's the size of a shoebox.
Surveillance video has shown criminals at work as the black market in computer chips grows. The armed gang that hit this Oregon semiconductor company grabbed $2 million in chips. It's almost like robbing a bank.
It's better than robbing a bank.
At Best Data Systems, Miguel Vasquez was beaten with a pistol.
The rubber, I used them for tie up my hands and my ankles.
That gang took $30,000 worth of chips. Thieves who know their way around high-tech go after the chip at the heart of most personal computers.
The upgradable Intel 486 microprocessor.
We're disappointed in the fact that it's attracted criminals into the high-tech business.
But there's one part of the high-tech business criminals don't worry about: the strict quality control that helps make computers dependable. And that can make stolen computer chips a risk to everyone. When stolen, potentially faulty chips get back into the legitimate marketplace, they can show up almost anywhere.
Maybe it's in the heart monitor that is monitoring your pulse as the surgeon's knife is poised over your chest. That's the danger to all of us. You don't have to own a computer to have chip theft and theft of technology affect you directly.
To a high-tech thief like Avram Morar, every computer is tempting. He showed police how easy it was to steal chips at a California university.
And I went from this office to that office to that office.
He was also caught stealing chips at the University of Washington in Seattle, where hundreds of computers have been stripped this year.
26 burglaries in 14 separate university buildings.
University researchers set up an appropriately high-tech trap. They programmed their computer network to call in an alarm if any one machine suddenly lost its chips.
The computer's going to say, whoa, I don't have my chips anymore. I don't have any more memory. I'm out of here. I'm leaving town.
Computer companies are tightening security and developing ways to identify even the smallest computer parts. Fighting crime is the newest task for the wizards of high tech. They do, after all, live in the real world. In spite of all the fantasy worlds they're able to create. In Silicon Valley, this is John Blackstone for Eye on America.
And that's our news. Later tonight, a special edition of Eye to Eye right after The Wizard of Oz. I'll go one-on-one with President Clinton. We'll take you behind the scenes as he fights his toughest battle.
And we'll see you here again tomorrow night on the CBS Evening News. Good night.
Good night.
CBS News.
This is CBS. As America rushes off to work,
Make it.
a little girl waits. As we check our watches to see if it's time for lunch,
I'll meet you in 10 minutes.
a little girl waits.
I can't believe it cost that.
As we gripe about the cost of prescriptions, a little girl waits.
Most all of the threats to
And as we watch news footage of children by the thousands dying of hunger and disease and think the problem's too big, what can I do? A little girl like this waits and hopes. She hopes that someone like you will realize that even though you can't save the world, you can save one child. It takes just $21 a month through Christian Children's Fund. Please call.